And we will go ahead and get started. So first of all, I want to say welcome everybody to our AIEA special meeting. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining us this afternoon and taking time to be with us. We do have just a few things to go over on our agenda. It shouldn't take too long, so we'll go ahead and get started. But first of all, I'd like to do our land acknowledgement. So if you just bear with me for a couple of more minutes. Beneath the contemporary surface of any site in the United States, there are histories of belonging that have been erased, overlooked, contested, and forgotten, all ways to support ideas like manifest destiny, which justified the conquest of native lands. Between 1776 and 1887, the United States seized over 1.5 billion acres from America's indigenous people by treaty and executive order. There are currently 574 sovereign tribal nations, variously called tribes, nations, bands, pueblos, communities, and native villages that have a formal nation-to-nation relationship with the U.S. government. There were 334 federally and state-recognized American Indian reservations in 2010. These 574 tribal nations are located across 35 states and within the geographic borders of the United States. Even within the U.S. borders, each tribal nation exercises its own sovereignty. Each of the 574 tribal governments is legally defined as a federally recognized tribal nation. Every community owes its existence and vitality to generations from around the world who contributed their hopes, dreams, and energy to making the history that led to this moment in time. Some were brought here against their will, some were drawn to leave their distant homes in hope of a better life, and some have lived on this land for more generations than can be counted. Truth and acknowledgement are critical to building mutual respect and connection across all barriers of heritage and difference. We begin this effort to acknowledge what has been buried by honoring the truth. We acknowledge the ancestral lands, or I acknowledge the ancestral lands of the Caddo, Delaware, and Wichita people upon which I am located. We also acknowledge the homelands of the Peepash and the Otham people there upon which our AIEA headquarters is located. We pay respects to their elders past and present. Please take a moment to consider the many legacies of violence, displacement, and migration and settlement that brings us together, and please join us in uncovering such truths at any and all public events. So I appreciate you allowing me to read that statement on behalf of our AIEA. We always want to acknowledge the lands upon which we are at, and we encourage you to do the same at all public events that you are a part of as well. So with that, we will do quick introductions for those who are on the call, just so we can have it on record. So Nawa Kwahat, Hatso Mtoya, Goiku, Masep Chawi, Na Oklahoma, Kimberly Denkabigay Khan. My name's Kimberly Denkabigay, and I am of the Kiowa, Caddo, and Pawnee Nations, originally from Oklahoma. And I currently sit as the president for the Arizona Indian Education Association, and my regular position, which I am off during the summer, is a coordinator for the Native American Education Program with Amphitheater Public Schools in Tucson, Arizona. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and allow our executive officers to introduce themselves, and then we'll allow any guests who are on the call with us. So we'll start with Esther.
Hello, good afternoon. Yat Asia Kedo Shidane Edward Chitney Nishla, Gana Bashina Hitashi Te, Gana Dasha Knowledge, Esther Nystrom. Good afternoon. My name is Esther Nystrom. I'm the Vice President for the Arizona Indian Education Association and the founder of Bitter Water Design. So thank you, and thank you for being here.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jerry Thomas. I'm the secretary for the Arizona Indian Education Association, and I'm also the recreation coordinator for Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian Community. So thank you.
Lynn, are you able to?
Hi, can you see me? Okay. Sorry, I'm on my phone because I'm running from one place to another. But yeah, it's Eshe Linan Yazi Initiate, what headline initially go my dishes in Bashashin, Tenazani, the Shacho, Kiani, additional. Hi everybody, I'm Linan Yazi. Just recently started with the Arizona Department of Education, and I'm the Deputy Associate Superintendent for the Office of Indian Education. Also serve as the Communication Secretary for AIEA. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you, officers. And then those on the call, I'll go down our list. We have Katie.
Trying to quickly find the unmute button. Good morning, everybody. Afternoon, sorry. I'm Katie Parker with White River Unified School District, the White Mountain Apache Tribe. I am the Federal Programs Coordinator. I've been involved with AIEA, oh gosh, since the 2004-5, for a long time. So good to see everybody on the line.
Always good to see you, Katie. Thank you for joining us. Next, we have Monique.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Monique Sosi. I am the program manager for the American Indian Research Center for Health at the Intertribal Council of Arizona.
Awesome. Let me check and see if we have any more. Okay, I think that's everybody. So again, this is a special meeting, and the items on the agenda, as you can see here on the screen, just a couple of items to go over, and we do need to get membership approval before we move forward with any of these. And so first on the list is our conference attendance. This is for the to attend the National Johnson O'Malley Association Conference, which will be coming up on September 19th through the 21st. It will be held in Las Vegas, Nevada this year. And we do have a request by one of our officers to attend this conference. And so we do need membership approval. Again, as I mentioned before, we can move forward on that. And so with that, we have Esther, if you don't mind sharing out some updates on that and just introducing it to the membership.
Hello, good afternoon again. Yes, thank you. I am currently requesting assistance from AIEA to help me with the travel and the cost to attend the National Johnson O'Malley Association Conference in Las Vegas. That would cover, and it's up to everyone here, it would cover meals, lodging, gasoline, and registration for me to attend the National Johnson O'Malley. I have attended for the last 6 years and would like to continue and keep up to date on the trends of what is being offered for Johnson O'Malley, what the changes are going to be in the way of count and services, and how we can improve our Johnson O'Malley here in Arizona. So I do know through several years that different coordinating programs haven't used their full entire amount of Johnson O'Malley. So I would like to continue to assist our coordinators, managers with that if possible. So please listen. And I know that I did send a cost sheet to our officers. So that would be available to you to review and vote on.
Thank you, Esther. I did put the cost sheet up on the screen so that our membership can see what that cost will be. The total cost will be $1969.59. And so these are the costs that will be incurred during the trip. And so with that, I just want to put it out to the membership that for your feedback on any discussion you would like to have, as well as if anybody does not have anything further to add to the discussion, then we can call for a motion to approve or disapprove the travel arrangements. So thank you, Esther, again for putting forth this request to the membership. So I am going to now open it up for discussion to the members on the call. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. I know that, is it in the bylaws that we had stated the support that was going to be provided? I know that we had discussed this before. I guess my question is more around the budget. Where would the funds be coming from?
The funds will be coming from AIEA, so it'll come out of our accounts. And we'll meet as an executive board, I guess, to decide which account that will come out of. It's just a matter of whether or not the membership would approve the travel cost incurred to be fully covered by AIEA. We have both the Desert Financial account, which has all of our savings, and then we have our account under ITCA, which is our fiscal agent for AIEA. So if we go under ITCA, we would do a reimbursement from our bank account, which is Desert Financial, or if we decide to just do it under our own AIEA account, that would be the bank information.
Okay, so second question, how is this going to benefit AIEA? Because I know that you're going to be there, but I know you're probably going to be busy in your capacity as a board member, I would assume, right?
Right.
So then what, I'm just wondering if we can lay out some of those in case we ever get asked. You know, I'd like to know that we've kind of covered those items as to like how that's beneficial to AIEA for our vice president to attend.
Right. So go ahead, Esther.
What I could do while I'm there, while Kim is in her capacity of participating in that portion, I can attend the sessions, and at the end, when we come back after attending those sessions, I can share those with the members who did not attend and give them any of the trends that are happening across the Indian country in the way of Johnsonville Valley.
Okay, has there been any thought to maybe signing up to present a workshop or anything like that on behalf of AIEA? I'm just curious.
Yeah, that was also a thought that I had. I did look on the website recently and discovered that being a vendor is currently closed. However, workshops can be available if what I can present on anything you guys would like me to do. So if you have any ideas, let me know and I can fill out the proper paperwork.
This is Katie, and it's basically just a general question that I usually give out to our staff before they submit their travel is, what other funding sources were sought before the decision was made to utilize AIEA funding sources?
Well, my last capacity, I was able to attend Johnsonville Valley using district funds. However, my role has changed. Everything would be coming out of my personal pocket. I just like some assistance from Arizona Indian Education, since we recently passed from the members that we could submit a request to have these funds covered.
Okay, I don't, want to appear that I'm being a devil's advocate. It's just kind of general questions that I, again, usually ask my staff. Is this going to be like a reoccurring cost, or it's just a one-time, exception that, because, okay, coming from, again, a grant perspective, is usually when I open the door for one person to slide through the door with, a similar request, then all of a sudden I have all the schools requesting, and they said, well, you did it for that one. So I just, want to check and see if this is going to be like a regular process for AIEA, or is this like a AIEA executive official capacity, then that would kind of certainly justify the cost.
Mhm. Yeah, and I don't remember if it was our last general meeting or the meeting before that we held. So it either had to be February or March. February, March, or April meetings, general meetings that we had discussed travel for the National Indian Education Association. And at that meeting, we had approved travel to be covered by AIEA for any of the executives that would like to attend the conference. And so I will be attending the NIEA sponsored by AIEA for that conference. And so with the travel, we do have that where the membership did vote to approve any of the officers to attend the conferences, upcoming relevant conferences, not just any conference, but we did specifically provide educational conferences because we do want that information to come back to our membership for AIEA. And so with that, rather than providing funding for me to attend both NIEA and JOM, we want to allow other officers to attend that aren't able to have funding resources outside of any other resources that are available. And so that's the reason why the request came in for our vice president to attend the National JOM conference.
Kim, I remember I would like to go back and see that. And I mean, I remember discussing it. I remember it was passed, but I thought it was that an officer could request if there was not going to be others able to attend. And I thought that was the idea for, and since you're going to be there as an officer, I think that kind of fills that capacity. I'm sorry, I'm struggling with this a little bit because obviously, Esther, I'd love for you to be there. But on the other side of that is if we're going to be spending AIEA funds, I think there really needs to be solid, like, benefits to the organization for the leader attending, because you're going to be there and you'll have that information. So I don't know. I'm not really sure. I guess I'm kind of on the fence with this one. And so that's the reason why I was asking, you know, what would AIA get out of this if we were to fund somebody's trip to go?
Right. I will be at the JOM. Of course, I am going to be there as a board member of JOM, so I would not be there in the capacity of AIEA. And so I'll be busy throughout the whole conference. So the workshops, or we're actually going to be doing presentations. I'll be doing some presentations. And so I'll be fairly busy throughout the entire conference, not just with the workshops, but as well as making sure and ensuring the conference does go smoothly and transitions throughout the days we are there. And so I will not be there as in the capacity as an officer for AIEA. So technically we won't have anybody there in that capacity unless it's sponsored or if they can go on their own.
Okay, and just FYI, I will also be there. And I have discussed with my higher ups to see if I could be representative of both. So just letting you know that I will also be there, as my position is requiring me to be there as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand that you'll be busy. I can see that. I've seen the board members at the other conferences, and I know how that goes. So
Right. Yeah, it'll be crazy busy there.
yes.
Mhm. Is there any other discussion or input? Okay. Jerry, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, not at this time.
Okay.
Can we perhaps request to fund like part of the trip, or is this an all or nothing request?
Esther, is this all the entire cost to cover the whole trip that you've submitted to us?
Correct, it is.
Okay. And again, it would just be up to the membership or those on the call attending the special meeting on what you would like to do or how you would like to move forward. Again, this is just a request for AIEA to cover the cost of the trip for our vice president to attend the JOM conference, and with intention possibly of doing a workshop there. And it would be up to the membership on what direction you would like to go and how you would like to move forward.
Yeah, so this is the first request of its kind. Since we took a vote, I am looking at not having this be repeated for next year. So it would be a one-time deal for me for Johnson O'Malley.
I have a question now. So I never went to the NAEA before. I was wondering if Esther did do a presentation there as a speaker, would they be able to help out in any financial way with her going to the conference?
To NIEA?
Yes. As a speaker. Oh, I'm sorry, for the Johnson O'Malley conference. If she did go as a speaker, would they be able to help?
Who are you? I'm sorry, Jerry. I got a little confused. So who are you
I'm
asking?
sorry.
To be able to help?
I'm just wondering if Esther went as a speaker to the Johnson O'Malley conference. If she did possibly present, would they be able to help her way going there?
And asking for assistance from AIEA or from JOM?
From JOM.
So
Kim?
yes, Esther.
That is actually a question that I brought up to Terry Conkler from the National JOM Board Assistant. She hasn't answered me yet as of, she hasn't answered me yet, but that is something that I was requesting as well. If I do a presentation for JOM, is part of the cost covered and for registration, but I'm not too sure, but it's still in the middle of being discussed.
Okay.
And I apologize, I have to jump off. I had a 12:30 meeting, but just providing my input. I don't mind funding a part of this trip. I think if funds were sought to, supplement what AIA is willing to put in, I think that would be great. And also maybe one of the deliverables would be to increase, recruit for membership is what I'm trying to say. So
Right.
I mean that, that's one way that's a great way to network and, a good reason to be at these conferences, right? So if it's something to the point of advertising what AIEA does, but also recruitment is always, top of our list as well, because that's also ways to bring funds into the organization as well. So just wanted to say that, but I have a meeting, so I'm sorry I have to get going. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you, Lynn Ann. And
this is Katie again. Since there's kind of just been a few questions about it, I wonder if the bylaws can be revised to actually state executive board members are allotted X amount of travel per year. So, we could easily say, I'm going to NACE, I'm going to JOM, I'm going to NIA, I'm going to ESSA, I'm going to ESEA. So, right. just a blanket education conference could cover a multitude of things where, by not having that cross check, AIEA might, financially deplete themselves by sending all the executive members off to all of these conferences.
Right.
That's just kind of my thought.
Sure. And I think when we did have that discussion, we were going to specifically submit as NIEA or one of the other educational conferences, but the discussion came up that if that wasn't possible, some of the other conferences we didn't want to leave out in case there's another educational conference opportunity that would be more efficient or better in the best interest, for AIEA. So that's the reason why we had left it as educational conference. And the bylaws will be updated. I think I have it on our next general meeting agenda. Unfortunately, we did not have a May meeting or a June meeting, and we're not meeting in July. So that will come up on the agenda in August. And that's just to cover the updated information that we would like to submit in the bylaws, specifically around the conference planning that we have for AIEA. But it is in the minutes, or it will be in the minutes. I can't remember which meeting it was off the top of my head, but it was within the past few meetings that we've had. I don't remember if it was our last one or the one before. But yes, you are correct, Katie. We do need to include something in there so that way, we understand with this administration, but if there's another one that comes on board, they may have a fun field day with that. So understandable. Monique, did you have anything you wanted to add to the discussion?
I just had one probably like a concern since this form kind of has the ITCA, and we've been having kind of a discussion within our meetings with ITCA about travel. So I'm in support of the travel. However, I'm not sure if ITCA is approving any travel because so I'm not sure about that either. You might have to
We do have a form, and I think Esther just used because Travis had sent us a template form because we didn't have one for AIEA. So I did revise so Esther will do all this on the new revised form that's specifically for AIEA. And let me see if I even have that because I've been working on it. Okay, I do. So this is the travel form that Esther will just transition everything over on our AIEA travel form that we have. And it's basically the template that you saw that Travis had supplied us that ITCA uses, but this is specifically just for our AIEA membership. And it's the exact same information that's on there. And it's just under AIEA with our logo on the background. But I just wanted the membership to see what the amount that Esther was requesting.
Okay. And do you know the kind of the estimated amount that's in the current budget?
Jerry, do you happen to have minutes that you can get to quickly? It should be in the most recent minutes that we have.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to take a look. Are you talking about like April minutes?
Yes, do we have April minutes?
No, not currently.
Okay, I do have March. We do have in our ITCA, of course, they always cover us if needed. In the last report that Travis gave or provided, because he wasn't at our March meeting, but the last report had $47,488.75 total expenses. Total revenue was $18,595.37. And the variance was $28,893.38. February expenses were $66.91. For our Desert Financial, which is our bank account, in our checking account, we had $2,763.81. And in our savings account, we had $35,618.27. Expenses for that month, for the month of February, was $400.
Hi, Kim, just to clarify, sorry, I did put off my other meeting since I was going to be a couple minutes late.
That's okay.
So just to clarify, so actual AIEA funds, we are still technically in a deficit to ITCA, even though they're fine covering that deficit currently, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Because I know when Travis gives a report, I always get it, but I know he always shares like 4 different amounts as well, because we have multiple accounts, right? So
Right. Let me pull up and let you see the last meeting minutes that we've had. Let me stop here so that you can see. Can everybody see the minutes? This was from our March meeting. Let me find our treasurers. So here's our treasurer's report here. See if I can make it bigger. Okay. Oh, yes, and we have a Venmo account, but we have no funds in there. We transferred everything to our checking for that. And the only time we really have anything in our Venmo account is during our educators banquet time, and that's when during our silent auction for that. But that has since been zeroed out. So to date, we still don't have anything in our Venmo.
is it possible to reconvene? Because I just want to go back and look at the minutes, and if the board, the membership at the time approved. I just don't remember what they approved, so I've got to go look at the minutes. And then maybe get the updated budget from Travis. Is there any way we could maybe reconvene to discuss? Is that possible?
We can. The only reason why we called the special meeting was because the JOM registration, the early bird closes on June 30th. And so we were trying to get approval before then, so that way, because after June 30th, registration goes from $700 up to $800. So that would be an extra $100 on top of what the request is. And so that's the whole, the reason why we were trying to get the special meeting before that deadline. But, if everybody's available on Monday, that could be, or anytime before the 30th, that could be an option. If you would like to adjourn and then reconvene at a later date, which would still hold the meeting open, the special meeting open. It would just be not an adjournment, but a recess until the next meeting. Is that what the membership would like to do?
Just a heads up, I won't be available on Monday. I'm lucky to be at this meeting right now because unfortunately, cases are going up in the community, and as a precaution, we were sent home today. And so we are going to try to go back to the office on Monday. And during that time, I am doing an all-day camp. So I'm spending 8 hours with my kids during that time, and I will only be available after 5 p.m.
Okay, thank you, Jerry. Katie or Lynn Monique?
I'm available next week, so that's fine with me.
Okay, thank you, Monique. Katie, will you be available next week?
Yes, I can. And I think that is a smart decision to check the latest expenditure reports to make sure a sound decision is made for the expenses.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, I will just need a motion to recess and we'll just, well, first of all, what date would you like to meet? I will not be available on Tuesday, the 28th. But I'm open on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Jerry's not available until after 5 on Monday.
Same with me,
Okay,
and busy on Thursday.
okay, so that would leave Wednesday. What does everybody's schedule look like for Wednesday?
Open.
Okay,
I'm just not available during the noon time on Wednesday.
not available?
No.
Okay, we can schedule a different time to meet during that time.
Can we do Wednesday at 3? Are people available then?
I'm open. Monique's open. Katie, can
I'm
you? Be
open.
available? Okay, Katie's available also. Jerry, can you be available at 3
No,
Wednesday?
after 5.
Okay. Would everybody be available at 5:30?
I'm available.
Okay. Esther is.
Yes.
Jerry.
I
Lena. Okay, Katie, can you be available at 5:30?
On Wednesday?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, we got a date and time. Okay, so I would just need a motion to recess on this item. Hold on, let me pull up the agenda once more. This one.
Okay, hi, it's Esther. I make a motion to recess this special meeting until Wednesday, the 29th at 5:30 p.m.
Sounds good. Motion on the floor. Is there a second?
I second.
Second by Linan. All those in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Abstain. Motion carried. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. We will recess this special meeting until Wednesday, June 29th at 5:30. So with that, I would need a motion. Actually, we already made that. So have a good evening and I will see you all back on Wednesday. Take care, everybody.
Hi, thank you for coming.